What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday to you again. It's my first time using Restream. Man, I don't have my phone either to check it either. But you got to test things out, right? So I'm not sure if the title comes up, but I wanted to chat real quick about how are you using social media these days? Is it for business or is it just for fun? And what's your current experience in it? Looking to build some value, maybe share some tips, some things I have seen recently. Oh, yeah, it's up there. I see it. Okay. So first time using this Restream and the setup and everything. Let's see if it works out. So how are you using social media? What's your take on it? Good, bad, indifferent? Do you use paid advertising for your business? Are you just strictly using it just to stay in contact with people, like how Facebook was originally, designed for? Just let me know. Let's have that conversation. If you see this live, just type in #live. If you're looking at this later on, please this hashtag replay. Again, so just real quick about me, my name is Israel Edmunds Jr. I don't have to, I always forget to introduce myself. And my latest thing that I'm doing in my career, I started still starting basically a digital advertising agency. I've been so fascinated by that space, being on social media for the last, I don't know how long. I think I had another page before this, so it had to be at least ever since 2012 or so, probably sooner. Not knowing exactly what it was until probably about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, especially when I was in the real estate space, I started to get more familiar with it. So real quick, my background, I always start my career in general is I was in construction at one point for a little over a year, where I worked as a laborer. I learned how to basically build a home, build a bathroom, from a bathroom to a basement to putting up walls in kids' rooms or whatever. I learned a lot of skills in that and a lot of ways to run a business. My boss, which is so funny to me, but I'm taking lessons from this. My boss was the same age as I was. I think he actually was a year younger. So imagine working for someone your same age, they're paying you, you're like, I hope you get more business because I need to get paid. Imagine how that may feel. I think that's a really good topic too, about mindset. So anyway, so after I've done with the construction company, it was literally around the same time, a little after, where the economic crash was starting, which was 2005, 2006. I was blessed to get hired at Bank of America, where basically I sat on the phone and all day long and got paid I got paid really well to collect debt, because at that time Bank of America needed their payments paid by their customers. Again, so this is a little before the crash, and we were right in the middle of it, around that time in 2006. So I dabbled in that. And a question. Hey, what's up? So I went there, and I was at Bank of America about 5 years, learned a lot, spoke to so many people, became super dialed into the investment side of banking and all that. I tried to get my feet and hands wet, or experience in investments in general with Merrill Lynch. But I didn't get hired for that position. I tried my best to move on from being an account manager, but I didn't get hired for that. So, right. But it happens. But just to fast track real quick, just for the sake of time, I went to when our daughter Mia was being born. I wanted to really switch careers at the same time. I felt that I was much better at selling something and getting a commission for it rather than sitting in the 9 to 5. All throughout my life, and maybe I can bring this clip in another time. All my life, I've realized lately, but all my life, I've always had a hard time in school, working for someone else. I'm not following any cliches. This is my God honest truth. I've tolerated it for a lot of reasons, obviously, to build career, relationships, and also to get a paycheck every 2 weeks. But it really did do something to me where in some instances it stuck. And I wanted to do something different. And I know if you holler if you hear me, that's an old term, but raise your hand or send me a comment if you felt that way. Like you just knew something, you had to do something different than what you're currently doing. And a lot of it revolves around our careers in our 9 to 5 or whatever, hours of work you do. So for me, in my life experience, I knew I wanted to do something different and extend myself a little further and take that risk. With the help of my family here in New Jersey and also my wife, and my daughter was being born at this time. This is literally 7-8 years ago. I went into car sales. Now, if you know anybody who sells cars for a living, that's technically a nice taste, just like multi-level marketing. That's a nice taste of owning your own business, because those people that are coming to purchase a car, obviously they give you a walk-in lead, or they send you a list, or you might have to get your own leads like we had to do. That's your business. They're buying that vehicle, technically from you. So this was my start in my sales career, like officially. And I note that as like, being a part of my experience in sales. So I've had a lot of customer service experience, which is super helpful in my career today in digital marketing agency that I'm starting. But those car sales and meeting those people in person and, servicing them, everyone is not, the happiest person in general, and just really meeting their needs as much as possible. In my experience, I felt very successful in that, but in the beginning, it did not. It was super hard for me because, again, this is my first time doing it. After that, I got fired from BMW because I missed my goals. Over the course of the year, I kept missing my goals by a few cars. And for some reason, instead of keeping me on, whatever, they fired me again. So if you think of this story, this is the second time I've got fired or let go or laid off, more times than that. Even as a young man, I've always worked. Working is in my DNA. Now, working differently, though, not the 9 to 5, working with someone else. This is why I feel sometimes it's a challenge, because I'm changing the trajectory of my generation and the next generation to come. That being an entrepreneur is an option for you. And we should try that opportunity for as long as we can and see the success of it. Let me know if you're struggling with that, because if this is you, find out what that is and that what you want to do, what you basically would love to do, make it a business and go hard at it. Give it all you have. So I started in real estate right after the car sales. I was studying, during my car sales time to be a real estate investor. Now, I have been listening to a lot of gurus, including Grant Cardone, about how to acquire multifamily residences as a means of, basically it's a business, and getting monthly income from there. The word income and cash flow always resonated in my brain, and I've always wanted to find out, how can I do that for us? So being in real estate as a real estate agent, my number one goal was to save enough money or store enough money from my sales to build that real estate portfolio of investments. And then everything that comes with being a real estate agent. I'm pretty sure I do have a lot of real estate agents that I follow, or I do know personally as well. So shout out to you guys, especially now. Keep going. As a real estate agent, everything that came with a real estate agent is, again, we're going back to services. So we're servicing people. We're helping people get to a goal. And this is one of the biggest goals, or the biggest goals in their lifetime, which is purchasing a home for their family or an investment property for their portfolio. So I was super honored. This is my God's truth, people. I was super honored to have helped the people I did help. It's a number of people. In my short time in doing it with my family and the way my mindset is and experience in working, I've really felt successful in real estate. And I've learned so many life lessons and business lessons being a real estate agent. If that's a career for you, you want to try it, I do say try it. My one advice to you is to find out how long you are looking to do it for, and make sure you have money set aside. If you don't have a current job when you start being an agent, make sure your family or whatever it is, you have money set aside to float you for the first 6 months to a year. I'll say that just because of how things are going now. When I did it, it was a little bit different, but it still was a hard time, to get it rolling. And then once you start doing it, real estate agents, don't stop. We have social media. Social media, the way you use social media, and you can do this for free. The way you use social media will literally change the way your business grows or not. And that goes for everyone. This is where I want to talk about in some form today for another minute or two, and then I'll hop off. Social media is here for us to be used just like a business. Someone said it earlier today. It's like, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, those are all businesses. They are running and they're providing a service and they're getting a reward for it, a recognition for it, but ultimately they're getting paid for it. We have to use social media just like they're using us to be on it, to keep it, keep it going. But we need to use it for our business, people. That's it, point blank. Now, how you do that? You do it, in my opinion, so far, to take away the stress of the average person, and I mean average, I mean like everyone, not average, I'm sorry, everyone, to take the stress away from everyone who may be stressed out about this. Please use, thanks, man. Please use social media to your benefit. Use social media to your benefit. And what I mean, to keep it simple again, is your benefit is that you need people to know who you are. That's it. That's why I beat myself up when I said this in the beginning. I don't introduce myself enough. I need to introduce myself enough so you know who I am. And I'm, everyone call me Iz. So, hey, Iz, that's who I am. So every time you're on a video, every time you're on a post, every time you're showing off what you do, not always selling, just show people what you do on a daily basis. Tell people your story, like I started in this particular video. You can start from any point you want in your past experience, but make sure that you're doing it often, so often that you make it a habit. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're running a business, trying to build a brand, you're trying to build a, if you have an app or whatever it is, whatever you have going on, you have to leverage this social media like it's leveraging you. So you use it to get your income like it's using us to get their income. So basically all parties involved are doing very well. But just like how they're consistently updating stuff, I just posted this, I just did Restream. Restream is way different than it was, a few months ago. Not even later, like 6 months ago when I first opened it up and logged into it. So things are different and it's moving very fast. My whole point in starting my recent venture in digital marketing agency is to make sure that we're not leaving any small business, mid-sized business, and hopefully larger business, we're not leaving any of you guys behind, but you have to do the work as well. My brand and my company, we can only do but so much because it requires you as the partner, if you do start with us, to start to do the work as well. And that work should start right now. So if you are thinking about posting on social media, you should just post. Stop thinking about it. If you are, in a service business, if you're a cleaning company, right now, it's still a pandemic. You have so much content to put out that it's crazy. It's crazy how much content services related to the pandemic, like a health service, like a cleaning company, um, like a social media company, right? Just like us, real estate companies, investors. There's Bitcoin is just the talk of the town lately, like crazy. I mean, I know it's been, but look at it. It's trending everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. So you have a business related to what's related to things right now that's really in everyone's face. Listen, you are missing out on the opportunity. Now, how much should you post on social media? To be honest, I am not going to give you a number because I think when we hear a number that's involved, we go right back to stressing out. If I tell you should be posting 100 posts a day, it's spread out through 7 or 6 platforms every single day, you're going to be like, Israel, I can't do that. And I totally understand because I have a hard time doing it. What I want you to do from this day forward, if you're running a business, trying to build a brand, you just started something and you open up a Facebook account, an Instagram account, a LinkedIn account, all for your business, I want you to do to start just posting. Introduce yourself, talk about your company, talk about what you're doing today, share your ideas, engage your audience by asking them questions, engaging your audience by putting up polls, showing your audience that you are like my phone is dead, so I don't have my phone on me, but I will be recording me talking to you right now. If you followed me the last couple of years, I've been doing that. Another thing is to know yourself. This is super important. Know what you feel comfortable in doing. Yes, there is an aspect of stepping outside of your comfort zone. I totally get that. But if you're just starting out and you have even a hard time just starting out, it's a category of people that think that way, that are like that. Just start with what you're comfortable with. If you only like writing, or it's called copy, like typing in the words and posting your pictures and do it. Don't spend that much time on it. Don't be perfect. Just do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure that we're making this a habit. We want posting about our business, a habit. Habits are formed within what? Either 21 times or 21 days. So I'd rather it becomes 21 times. So within a week or two, it's like no big deal to you. You're on Instagram posting on the Instagram feed as a business page. On that same business page, you're at Instagram stories. In the stories and the feeds, it plays a little bit different. I'm not going to get technical. That's another video. You have Facebook feed, and you also have Facebook stories. Same thing. It plays a little bit different, but you have to post on both. You should also be posting on Reels. Reels is a 15-second, 30-second video or a still picture with a video in the background, which I've seen, of whatever you have going on in your business. One of my videos, not bragging, just sharing my experience. One of my videos got 1,000 views within 4 hours. I was like, man, how can I get, 10,000 views in 4 hours? That's how I thought about it. Like, man, we need to do more. We need to share more value. We got to get to the point quicker. We only have a few seconds to get someone's attention. Okay? A few seconds. So if you sell cookies, if anyone follows this bakery, I follow them too. I think it's Diane or Dana's Bakery. That's how I remember them. Look, I remember that company. They had these really good macaroons that someone gave us as a gift to my wife and her company. And I started following them on Facebook, and it's all about every picture except for the Christmas, because they show their family, which is such a great idea because they're human. Every picture, every ad, everything, every retarget that I got personally from that company, I still wanted more. I still wanted to buy because, one, it's really good, but two, they had such a great way of making sure and reminding me about how good it was. And if I never tasted it, I would want to because of the pictures and the content that they showed. So if you have something like that, a service where, I had an example last night about a marker, but like, you sell scissors, these things should be like burnt out. You should be showing all the time how great these scissors are. It's going to compel someone to want to use them. You use this is a kid's scissor. It's pink. It's small fingers. Show yourself helping your children with those particular scissors, and talk about it. Talk about the story of it. Talk about, the technical side of it. Use that in written copy. Use that in videos, and use that in professional form on LinkedIn. Okay. So we can't forget about LinkedIn. We can't forget about it at all because people are there. We need to go where the people are. Another platform that people may be shying away from, I don't know if you guys do or not, is TikTok. So with TikTok is a great platform for short videos. Don't spend too much time, making the video, but you need to see if your audience that you have for your product, if your audience is on TikTok. We can say and assume so, but we only would know if we put out enough content to do so. So 4 to 5 TikToks every single day, but you have to do it. Make it a habit. So that's just a little bit of in a way, a rant. I kind of wanted to get, some feedback on how your experience was on social media, but this video is already too long. So I hope all this makes sense. I shared the story with you, how I kind of got to this point. That's going to be, repeated a lot. And I really want to make sure, like I said, that we're not leaving any businesses behind. As long as we connect and you're really serious about this, I would love to just even have an idea chat with you. If anything, if you're not ready to pay, but if you're ready to play with it and use social media for your business on a continuous basis, I would love to connect with you. So I'm Israel Edmunds. I'm with Edmunds Media Group. This is one of a lot of other videos that I'm going to be having and maybe hosting with other marketers and advertisers and business owners. So this is another reach out to that. So anyone that has a podcast, or, I'm on Clubhouse too. Find me there with my full name, Israel Edmunds Jr. Let's start doing this, guys. Let's start getting this action out there and building our business using these platforms. Have a good night.